Hey Expressions Vinyl, thanks so much for stopping by. So today we are going to be making a fun project out of the December 2023 mystery box that you got. And so we are going to be making this cute little sign. It's a chalkboard sign that I have a couple SVG files that you can use for it, or you can use one of your own. Totally up to you. This one is a hot cocoa one with the cute gnome. I also have a coffee one too that you can put right by your hot chocolate or your coffee stand. So you're gonna need, you got two of these in your box. They are a chalkboard stand with the sign and then the stand that they stand in. And then we're gonna be using some adhesive vinyl for this. On the permanent vinyls, I'm gonna be using the soft pink, I'm gonna be using the brown, the white, the silver metallic for his beard, and then I'm also going to be using the Starlight Graphite, and this is just going to be the surround on the back side. And then I'm going to be using the frozen pattern for the hat and the mug there. I'm also going to be using the etch because I'm going to add it on top of the pink for the nose and the hands, just because we need the little hands and the nose that are actually like a skin toned color, and since it was such a small amount, I didn't add it to your box. So if you have that, you can definitely use those colors, but I'm actually gonna put a little bit of etching on top of the pink just to make it a little bit more festive and cute looking. So we're gonna be using all of those, and then you're gonna need your transfer tape and your mats. So we're going to get into that today, and I'm going to be making it with my Cricut and in Cricut Design Space, but you can make it with whatever machine you have. Okay, so let's dive in and start crafting. Okay, so we're in Cricut Design Space here, and we're going to go into a new project, and we're going to upload that cute gnome. So I'm going to click upload, click on browse, and it will depend on where you've downloaded it. Mine automatically comes up here. I'm going to click on the hot cocoa gnome. I'm going to click on upload. I'm going to click on that and add it to canvas. Okay, so he comes in like this. So let's see what kind of colors we're working with here. So I'm going to cut these things out twice. So I'm actually going to come over to my layers panel here, and let's click on the hands, actually on both hands here, and I'm going to duplicate this. Okay, and then I'm actually going to click on down. I love just working on the layers panel. I find it much easier than trying to click in and out of there. So I'm going to click on the nose here and also duplicate that, because we're going to be cutting those out. And pink and also the etch. So the one thing about all of the Expressions vinyl adhesive that you got is it's recommended on the same setting for every. So what's great about that is I don't have to worry about if I want to change colors or put two colors on one mat. So it saves me the mat time of cutting things out. All of our white here. This yellow I'm actually gonna cut the same as the cup. So I'm going to change, I'm just going to click on my cup here and drag it down. And so it's in with that and automatically changes the color, because those two I'm going to cut out of the frozen color. And then we have our browns. So looks like these browns are slightly different. So I'm just going to drag this one up in here to make them the same color. Green, I think I'm going to cut out of pink. So maybe I'll just change this on here just so. Oh, I'm going to go to my layers. And click on his body. Click on this up here and change this to pink. So we have our gray. Actually, I'm going to change these guys to pink because I'm going to cut them out of pink, and then the etching, like I said. So I'm just going to drag my cursor around here and select these. And then, since I've already used that pink, it's up here. So I know exactly which pink I selected. And I'm going to click that up there. So I'm going to cut those ones out.
I think the hot cocoa I'm actually going to cut out of white. So I'm going to click on hot cocoa over here and come change this to white.
So you can see mine is telling me I'm going to cut out my white mat first. So I'm going to get that ready, but then I have all my other mats coming. That's what I'm going to do out of the etch. Okay, so I'm just going to hit continue. It's going to connect to my maker, and I'm just going to click the basic vinyl setting, which is what Expressions Vinyl recommends for all of their vinyl. Okay, so we're going to start with the white. So I'm just going to go through all of my mats and just follow what Design Space is telling me and cut out all of the different colors.
Once everything is cut out, I'm just going to go ahead and weed off of all of the extra vinyl around all of the images before we start adding it on.
For those smaller snowflakes, I just kind of hold on to everything around it, push a few of those out, kind of leaves the snowflake arms out, and then hold on to it while I pull out the rest of it. The bigger ones weed nice and easily. Sometimes it's those smaller ones. Okay, so now we can start putting him together. So I'm just going to be putting everything on this back side first. So some of the things you can just put on with your fingers if you want, like the top of the hat. Even the whole hat, or you can use your transfer tape, and I like to reuse transfer tape, so I keep it for a while until it doesn't stick anymore. So I'm going to put his hat on. Okay, and depending on how good you are on eyeballing it and putting it on, you can do the parchment paper trick if you want. And then, let's see, so let's get a little bit bigger of a piece of transfer tape. Okay, so these are actually attached. So when we line them up, they should actually all go on together, or you can do them separately, but I did attach them so we could put it all down at one time.
Okay, so I'm going to line up those two on the outside there. Like that. Okay. Just have to be careful if you're doing it all on this thing that we don't pull up everything underneath. So it wants to pull up the whole thing. So actually I think I'm going to put it over on here now. So I'm just going to apply some more transfer tape. So as you can tell, lots of different ways to do things. Could have added it all at once or once you got a few things on here. But I am going to add him on here. So we have the hot cocoa that's going to go around here. So I'm going to put him about right there. Okay, so then I'm going to save these two pieces of transfer tape and use them again. So I'm just going to put them right back on there. Okay, so let's put our hot cocoa on. So even if they're not even long enough, I just kind of lay them on top of each other. And then I'm just going to go through and add all of the rest of the layers on top. The one thing that I would recommend after I did this was probably to put the hat on last, because the bottom layers are a little bit tricky to line up with the underneath that hat there. So I would put the body clothes on first and the nose, and then put the hat on. And then for the nose, I am going to put the etch paper on top of the pink cutout and place that on. And also you'll notice that I am putting on the beard with my fingers, but I'd recommend that you use transfer tape for that because it kind of bubbled up on me, and so I had to move it around a little bit to make it work. And now we're going to put the cup together. So I'm going to pick up the top part of the cup first, and then I'm going to line it over here and pick up the whole cup. So that's why I did a big piece of vinyl on here. And that white should just line up right over that blue on that top. Okay, so then I can pick up both of them there. And we're going to put this right in the center, so it kind of goes up to his nose there. And then this brown goes right in the middle of that cup. And then we got the marshmallows. It's gonna sit right on top there. Okay, and that snowflake that goes on the cup. Okay, and then we need his hands, and again, I'm gonna put the silver kind of on top of the pink. And just put them on the sides. Okay, so there he is. Cute little guy. But now this can fit right there and sit right by your hot cocoa stand. Okay, so I have this file, or I have one that says coffee with him holding coffee. So if you're not a hot cocoa person, prefer a coffee one, then you can make that one. And then there's an extra sign. You can make both, or you can put any other SVG files that I have for you, or anything else on your cute little sign.
Okay, so I hope you love your cute little chalkboard sign as much as I love mine. And there's another one in there, so you can make it with whatever file you want, either one that's included in the mystery box or not. And thanks so much for stopping by, and have fun crafting.